Alright, we are recording.
We already started that up.
And we are you ready?
Yep, we're ready to go.
We are streaming.
Okay then.
Cool. We're doing it live.
Screw it, we'll do it live. This is our first time actually doing the stream.
Let me tweet this out.
What is that? What's that called?
Hold
turn the
on.
volume off so we don't have a reverb effect. Yeah, turn the PC volume down.
We
Okay.
suck.
Yeah, that's fine.
Suck
First stream hiccup, that's fine. But
well, I did a freaking I've been doing some streaming of games to try to work all this out. So yeah, we're done.
that's fine. Well, we just changed. Well, you did like one stream with the new equipment, but you didn't. This is a different setup than what you already had. So
yeah,
because different setup for the podcast than streaming a game yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to episode 4 of the KiltKast and our inaugural stream on Twitch.
Well, it's not our inaugural. I've done one stream already.
For the podcast is our inaugural podcast.
Well, not inaugural.
Stream.
It's our first live podcast.
Inaugural live podcast. Shut up.
Do I have to bust this out already?
Yes.
Are you...
But we won't be able to hear it because it's not on here, will we?
You doubt me?
No.
It'll come through.
Okay. I know it'll come through on the stream. I just don't know if we'll hear it.
We'll hear it.
Okay. But...
it will come through the freaking TV.
Ah, okay.
So, let's hold off on that. So, yeah, we've got some new equipment. If you watched our stream yesterday, we've been doing some testing. So, anyways,
without further ado, let's get this started. I just hope our opening doesn't get picked up by the mic. Yes. Let's wrap it up. Okay then. Well, this is an amazing song. It's time to cut it a little bit short, but we'll let it play through. I guess it's fine. But
and you said let's let it play through as I'm like fading it out very quickly.
It's okay though.
So yeah, welcome to the KiltKast. I'm Shep.
I'm Demyx.
And we think we got a pretty good show for you today.
Yep. Welcome to episode 4, the time where we don't really have too much content that'll take up the majority of it, so we're just going to talk about everything.
Yeah, so I think the first thing we're going to do oh my god. First live
we're doing fine on all the others now.
Now I just need to learn how to freaking speak! So, first thing we're going to talk about is ZenkaiCon, which is coming up in a couple weeks.
Yep.
We're going to be presenting there, if you're up there...
first weekend of May. Which is what, 4th to 6th, I believe?
Yeah.
Do a quick check. Yep, 4th to 6th. May 4th to May 6th in the Lancaster Convention Center in Pennsylvania.
So, we're doing 3 panels. If you're up there Friday morning, and why would you be, but we're doing the Hunt for the Tuatha De Danann early Friday morning.
Yeah, and that's our Tom Clancy Full Metal Panic comparison panel at what, 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
It's like 10 or 11. I need to double check.
Ass early in the morning is the point on a Friday. I don't even remember most cons don't even like open until noon on a Friday.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm kind of glad that they are open that early. It's nice.
Yeah. It's a little something for the Day Zero people who...
Yeah, people who might have shown up Thursday.
Second
panel is our Nasu panel, our Rejoice ZenkaiCon, Your Wish Will Be Granted.
We're doing that late Friday night. And then Saturday, we're doing probably our most successful panel, Nautical Nonsense.
Definitely our most accepted panel. Not necessarily successful. I would still leave that one for, like, our Nasu panel and our Ava panel are fighting for that spot.
Yeah. But that's because Nasu panel usually devolves into memes the panel.
That's the point, though. Even though our Ava panel was designed to be memes the panel.
Yeah, we... last time we did the Ava panel, it actually turned into a serious discussion, and I enjoyed it. For once.
We had semi-serious discussion at Ichiban Con, but we were seriously talking about fan theories, so it was like... It was fan theories, but it was semi-serious. It was very much enjoyable either way, though.
Yeah. So, come and check those out. I'm actually making some changes to our Nautical Nonsense panel, because we have a friend who's a naval history expert.
Oh, okay, so that's why you've been hanging out with them and learning that stuff, okay.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about. I'm not going to name drop right now, though.
But me and him, we've been talking about naval history in general, because I consider myself a historian, but my era is...
Starfleets.
No.
No,
although
but yes.
Me and him have been talking a lot of Star Trek.
As I bring back your Battlestar Galactica hat that you forgot at the party last night. Or hangout. Party.
Screw you, by the way.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
We've been talking about something that I talk about for a brief moment in the Naga Nonsense panel, but is actually factually wrong. And it's not necessarily my fault it's wrong, it's just my sources are mostly British.
Ah.
And, let's just say what actually happened in the Pacific in World War One, especially with the German East Asiatic Squadron, and how the East Asiatic Squadron got its ass kicked, is a different story than the British and the Japanese would like you to believe. So I have to change that. I have to change that. Just a preview.
Something about history being written by the winners?
Yeah. What we said is they were chased into what the panel previously said is they were chased into the waiting hands of the British at the Falklands out of the Pacific by the Imperial Japanese Fleet. What actually happened was the German East Asiatic Fleet said, we can't beat the Japanese. But we're gonna get back to the Atlantic where we can hook up with the rest of the Imperial German Fleet and maybe do some good against the British. And on the way, we're gonna go commerce raiding, and they were extremely successful in commerce raiding because the British and the Australians and the Japanese were too busy protecting convoys as they went on a great land grab in the Pacific.
Okay.
So, yeah, they knew the Japanese and the British and the Australians would kick their ass. So, in a way, it's still kind of true.
But it's just not the whole story.
It's not the whole story. And off of Chile, they ran into a British fleet and they kicked a small British squadron and they kicked that squadron's ass. And then, but it wasn't the British knew they were going to get at the Falklands. The British intercepted radio traffic, and just barely made it in time, with what ships they had, and the ships they had near the Falklands at the time happened to be pretty good ships. And had that battle happened like an hour later or an hour earlier, the Germans would have won that too.
Okay.
So,
interesting facts.
From what I've researched, though, in the Mediterranean, Japanese destroyers still were good U-boat hunters, and it was the threat of the Japanese that caused the German East Asiatic Fleet to go on that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was some. Yeah, I gotta make that change.
We'll go into that into the panel. Yeah.
So, yeah. Speaking of con stuff, there's some news. Have you heard of Universal Fancon, Demyx?
I've not heard of Universal Fancon until we talked about it right before this.
So, for those who don't know, Universal Fancon is a multi-genre con in Baltimore. That was going to take place at the Baltimore Convention Center. Where Otakon used to be. Oh, cool! We have another viewer, and I'm ADHD.
That's fine. But yeah, Universal Fancon, it was their first con they were trying to do, and they booked the Baltimore Convention Center, but it turns out they overreached by quite a little bit. At least a little bit. I don't know exactly how much.
Yeah, they expected to have a big thing because they, how the con got started was whatchamacallit, why am I blanking on this word?
What do you mean, sponsored?
It was crowdfunded.
Crowdfunded.
Yeah, it was set up through crowdfunding, and they said, "Oh, we can use this, and then sell admission, and actually have a really good con with all these big guests
for our first year."
That's
not just sponsored by all the big names in the industries.
So they started to do that, and well, they ran out of money. They don't have enough money to do the con.
Ran out of money as bad as Gynex?
Well, it's almost approaching a whatever that Tumblr con was called.
DashCon.
It was starting to approach a DashCon situation.
Get an extra hour in that ball pit, guys.
I actually made that joke.
I know, that's why I'm using it.
So
recycled material is what we're all about.
So they were going to announce it, but they were trying to coordinate, like, hey, we're postponing this indefinitely. And the way people found out about it was their rooms for the weekend started getting canceled.
Oh, ouch.
No email from the con first, just your room's getting canceled from the hotel.
Because they booked through the con block. Which also means anybody who books outside of the con block is not going to have that situation. But hopefully they'll hear about it and be able to cancel their own room.
Or they have this amazing FAQ on the Universal Fancon website. It's actually kind of a laugh. So one of the things they had was like, well, I don't care. I'm coming to Baltimore anyway. Why would you go to Baltimore anyway? Are you going to an Orioles game? Are you going to a Ravens game?
Unless there's an event to go to, you don't go to Baltimore.
Yeah, even the Inner Harbor now isn't safe. Because reasons. Do you want to get stabbed? Going to Baltimore is how you get stabbed.
Yeah.
So they said, I'm going to Baltimore anyway. What is there for me to do? It's like, we're currently organizing all these events for people who came.
So they're essentially downsizing the con.
Well, they're not having the con.
I know they're not having the con, but they're essentially making a downsized con anyway.
So it's like, what events?
Well, it's better than DashCon could have ever hoped.
So there's some.
Obviously, that'll bring a lot of controversy about that. So we're jumping on that gun real quick.
Yeah, I know. I know Panelists United is working with panelists who are getting screwed financially by this. Yeah,
because most of us panelists are self-funded. We don't have anywhere else to get our money from except for our own pockets. We don't even. Most of us, the only one I really know of is Mr. Panda of the Manly Battleships, who actually goes out and gets. I know there's others, but it's like he's the one that we know of that actually goes out and gets some cover from the con to pay for his expenses.
Yeah. Charles Dunbar
was one, but he's retired now.
But he's in the
process of retiring.
Yeah, I think he still has a couple more cons left in the tank, but he's on the way out, which is sad. He's a really smart guy, and his panels are awesome. If you can go to one of his last panels, even if it's something you have no interest in, go to it. Learn you some things. So yeah, I know. I just saw a tweet a couple minutes ago. The Baltimore Science Fiction Society is actually holding some impromptu events that weekend, and then a couple weeks down the road for their con, BalterCon, they're gonna offer they're gonna offer discounted admission for anybody who can prove that they were going to go to Universal Fancon.
Oh, okay. So they're hosting another one, but they're just going to give discounts for people who can prove.
Yeah, which traditionally they don't give any discounts at all to their con.
Yeah.
So moving on to
next topic
situations. Demyx is a dick.
Yeah, we just discussed this a second ago, but now they've got an extra viewer and stuff. We were hanging out at a friend's house last night with some of our other friends because me and the Boulder did some work. We did some work on, like, landscaping work, helped make a wall in the backyard or whatever. But we were promised barbecue, so we just hang out with a bunch of friends. But we played a game called Deer Lord, which is like Deer Lord is in like D-E-E, like D-E.
Delta Echo Echo Romeo.
2 E's and an R, like the animal deer Lord. And it's got like some weird...
You either have
almost Lovecraftian, not Lovecraftian, weird. It's a weird, creepy looking deer head
on the box.
Yeah.
But the thing in the game is you either challenge somebody to a duel where you have
Your turn is you can challenge somebody to a duel or reveal that you did an action called a dupe, which means you did something but got it by everybody and didn't get called out on it. But I challenged Shep to a duel
multiple times on things he knows I suck at.
Well, yeah, that's how you're supposed to win the duels.
I know.
By playing against the people you know you can beat. And technically, you won the second one. It was because the winner is determined by the rest of the group deciding who won. But the first one, the reason I'm a dick is because it was how many objects can you fit in your mouth, and we ended up doing like little brownie cubes, and I just went to town on those.
Just unhinged his jaw. Meanwhile, I have issues going to the dentist because despite having a fat face, I apparently have a small mouth, and it's...
This I just didn't even remember. I was like, I figured I could outdo us. I just don't know too much about others. I'm like, yeah.
Don't know too much about others. That's such an asshole comment.
I mean, I've hung out with those friends a few times, but only when I'm at that...
Yeah. Anyway, so... We're trying to stuff her face, and Demyx just unhinges his jaw, and meanwhile I almost choked to death.
I quite literally filled up every space in my mouth with brownie.
Yeah, so did I.
It was delicious.
And then I couldn't breathe. Thanks for trying to kill me.
Oh, you're welcome. But I won. That's important. That's what's important here.
Yeah, so that's one thing we did this week, and
a lot of fun seeing some friends and having some barbecue and hanging out and playing a new card game.
And most of the people there had already eaten before I showed up because I was too busy being Tsundere with in regards to the caps with the Boulder.
Yeah.
Demyx calls me and is like, "Where are you guys? We're already eating." And I was just like, "The caps are in overtime. F this team. F this. F that." Ah! It's not like I like this team or anything.
Yeah, Shep's got I believe we actually discussed this before, how you've got a problem with all the DC sports teams.
All
because
of them.
I don't know if it was on the podcast or not, but now it is. Because the sports teams either do well and then choke in the playoffs, or they just do well sometimes and then they just stop doing well, and it severely angers Shep.
Yeah, it's like even in games like
DC teams make him drink.
Even in individual freaking games, the Redskins especially, they'll be up by a stupid amount of points and then just choke in the fourth quarter.
Which is almost what the Caps. It's almost what the Caps did last night. They got a commanding lead of 3 points and then they gave it all back and had to come back and win in overtime, barely.
Yeah. Demyx is trying to ask me, like, "Hey, can you come over here soon?" And I just start screaming at him. They should have swept this series. This series. They have the talent to be dominant. I just want this team to be dominant like their talent. Ah!
Yep, I asked Shep the question, and he was like, "Soon? I'll show you soon." And all the soon, none of the dare.
It's like, what do you have your problem with the Caps? And I was like,
"You really want to know what my problem is?"
Oh, by the way, we have a soundboard now.
So we can do random audio quotes. That's why I asked some of my people on Discord, and one of our members, Luke, who gave us immediate response. Thanks again, Luke.
Yeah, thanks, Luke.
So now we've got some sound clips, though Shep already had some sound clips queued up. A lot of Star Trek for some reason. It's like he likes it or something.
It's not like I like Star Trek or anything.
Baka.
Oh, I have that too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut that off real quick. Nobody can withstand 30 seconds of Oscar asking, "Are you an idiot?"
Yeah.
Just repeatedly on loop. Without wanting to bash our head into a wall.
And we need more content. We are only 20 minutes in and we've plowed through most of it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we need more. Yeah, that's why before I was like, hey, let's watch Melancholy of Haruhi-chan.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that right now then, since we just brought it up.
That's
one of the things we were going to talk about.
Hey, let's spend an hour and watch this real fast.
I didn't realize exactly how little content we actually had.
I knew we had no content. Because we didn't have a...
Well, we've been plowing throughout all of our previous knowledge so far. So we're just running out of things that we already knew about, and we need to catch up on things we're watching.
Yeah.
And it's not that we don't have more things to talk about related to anime and whatever, but we're trying to get fresh watches, so that's why we're running out of content because we don't have fresh watches. We just rewatched Haruhi to do that review, and then review again and again as it kept going. And we just rewatched Redline to do that one.
But we want to do a lot of stuff.
Right now we're going through Gundam 00.
We want to do some stuff we haven't seen to give you guys some fresh content. But at the same time, we have lives. We don't make money off this.
Yeah, not yet anyway. And even if we don't make money off it, as long as we can supplement a little bit here and there, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but this is.
But that's for later on down the road, way later on. We don't plan on having that anytime soon. But for Haruhi, what is it again? What's the name of that thing?
The Melancholy of Haruhi-chan.
Yeah, the Melancholy of Haruhi-chan is just crazy. For anybody who's watched Carnival Phantasm, it's similar vein of that. It's a parody of the Haruhi franchise, essentially.
I would say more. Have you seen whatchamacallit?
Abridged?
Italia.
I've not seen Italia. I've not watched Italia.
The format of each episode is like the original Italia series.
Okay.
5-minute animations that are dumb. Now I love me some Italia. But Italia is dumb.
I know Italia's got that chibi nonsense going on too, so it's...
there's a chibi Italia.
Yeah, but there's also chibi Italia, whereas not so much in Carnival Phantasm, that's the thing. But it's a parody thing of the Haruhi series, where it's just blown everything that's... Like, the whole series of Haruhi is already blown out of proportion. It's random and blown out of proportion. Because
I wouldn't say blown out of proportion.
It is to an extent because everything is very tropey to the extreme, because Haruhi wants it to be tropey to the extreme because she's God.
Yes.
Of, godlike powers, whatever.
God, or, yeah.
She has God-level powers as an entity for some reason. But it takes those already overblown tropes to an even more overblown extreme. And it's
to the point of parody.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just too much. Too much.
Yeah, so we only watched like 3 of the episodes.
And they're only like 3 minutes. It took us like 10 minutes.
And we're like, nope, we're going to punch out of this.
But that brings us to the other one that I was talking about, Carnival Phantasm, is the fact that one
we are constantly watching.
Yeah.
Rewatching all the time.
One, the quality is just great.
For an OVA, it's pretty damn good.
They actually put effort into their animations and the characters they had, unlike the Melancholy of Haruhi-chan, which was very chibi and very cheap. They have cuts, they have animation cuts where it's like, oh, he's walking, but rather than show him just walking, it's like shows us step by step, like, oh, it cuts to him putting his bike away, it cuts to him walking up the stairs for a second, so it's just cutting even the basic stuff.
That's because Melancholy of Haruhi-chan is a net animation.
Yeah.
They posted it all to YouTube. Meanwhile, Carnival Phantasm, it's a legit OVA. They were selling DVDs. It had to be good.
Yeah.
And they did multiple seasons, like, oh, we did this set of episodes. Cool, we're going to do another season because these sold well.
Yeah, but I'm just bringing that up because it didn't quite strike my fancy. I know it's technically a different kind of medium, and it's like the quality is lessened because we don't have the budget and we're not going to be making money off of this. We're just doing it for the lulz. But Carnival Phantasm had that nice quality, and better jokes for me since I was way more into Fate than I ever was Haruhi.
I like Haruhi-chan because I'm a massive Haruhi mark. You see that over there, Demyx? That hardcover?
Yeah.
I spent $200 on that.
$200 on a box set?
No.
That one alone. Why though?
But
why though?
Because it's a special edition. So
shouldn't this be in a glass case then?
So with the Haruhi light novels, the soft cover, they put their own Western style cover on them because they could sell them as young adults and teen books outside the anime section because it's a legitimately good series. With Spice and Wolf, they tried to do the same thing with the light novels, where they did a new cover and they tried to sell them as romance novels. That failed epically, but the Haruhi stuff that kind of worked out. But for the hardcore fans of Haruhi, the special edition hardcovers were the Japanese covers, and I had all of them except Disassociation. And for some reason, I could never get Disassociation hardcover.
So now you just paid through the nose in order to guarantee it.
And because of Endless 8, the franchise is dead. They're not
going to reprint stuff
They're not going to do another run of the hardcovers. And they kind of cut the run short because it came out when
Endless 8 was happening.
Yeah. So it was...
Okay.
You can find all the other ones cheap because they were massive runs. Even the one after, because they did a big run of it.
I've been listening to what you're saying, but I've also been not zoned out, but had another thought running through my head that was Haruhi related.
What?
It's one that I've been thinking of throughout the podcast of while we were doing this, but it revolves around Haruhi's outfit and you. Cosplay related, casual cosplay, specifically when she has the black jacket on or whatever, and the brigade armband on that. I forget exactly what moments she does that. And also, I've had more recent thoughts, just now when you were talking, of how she changes her armband during the movie making.
Yes.
Where you can do something like that at a convention and have each day you get a different armband.
The problem with that is it's a red armband.
True, but it's not the same. But yeah, I can understand with current political climate that not being a great idea.
Yeah. I mean... Screw the alt-right. But full disclosure, I'm righter than Reagan.
Well, then you could do basic school.
So
you could do gender-bent basic school outfit with the red armband.
But I pull out. It doesn't matter, what I'm cosplaying. I pull up in my car with the NRA sticker on the back.
Yeah.
And I have a red armband, and everybody's going, "Oh, all right."
Screw politics, ruining my amazing idea.
It's not. No.
Other than politics, the idea is amazing.
Still no.
Are you saying it wouldn't get a laugh?
Even now, it would get a laugh.
I feel like you would even enjoy it, being brigade leader with all the different wristbands or armbands on.
No.
I
do have a Khan cosplay in my closet.
Now you're just being no fun. You could even do the Khan cosplay with it, but I can understand why you're hesitant right now.
Just, the armband will get me fired.
Yeah. Lame. Screw politics, ruining perfectly good ideas.
Alright, so, yeah, back to Carnival Phantasm. Good series. Even though it steals jokes from...
I mean, that's what parodies do, is steal jokes.
Yeah, but steals jokes from South Park.
Yeah, but South Park's actually funny.
Yes. Love me some South Park. So, the first time they... I had to look up the first time Lance was like, "Oh my god, Lancer died. You're not human." It's okay, that sounds like it's something familiar. It's oh, that's the Japanese, what they say in the Japanese version of South Park. Okay, I know that this joke's gonna be run into the ground. And they even stole an entire segment from South Park. there's an episode of South Park where Kenny has to go and prevent all his deaths previous to that episode. So they do the same thing with Lancer. Lancer has to go and prevent all his deaths. And then he dies because he's Lancer.
Yeah. Carnival Phantasm was a good time, though. And as you heard, that was the opening theme we played for today's episode was the Carnival Phantasm theme. And that's for those of you who don't know, but it is an amazing song.
Yeah.
And an amazing miniseries as well.
And the animation that goes with it is funny.
It's hilarious.
Just the dancing and yeah. Gilgamesh throwing jewels to beat the confetti because F you, he's Gilgamesh. What's your favorite episode of Carnival Phantasm?
My favorite episode of Carnival Phantasm?
Or segment.
Yeah, it's like, because it's not necessarily that you have a favorite episode, but there's definitely, usually you come up with a favorite segment. Though one of my favorites, like probably my outright favorite segment, has got to be Grail-kun.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Grail-kun a question. Grail-kun gives you an answer, which is always Grail-kun dropping a knife at your feet.
And telling you to kill somebody. And usually it's just like, or either kill somebody or kill yourself.
And most people are like, but that doesn't make sense, or why would I do that? And then Kirei goes up, and he's like, yes!
That's actually a good idea! Let's kill Lancer!
It's great.
I think episode 8, which is the Saber episode, is probably my favorite. Because they start out with the Mutual of Omaha, the Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom bit. Where, let's observe the Saber Lion.
Oh yeah, that one is great.
And that episode actually has continuity in it, because usually like each episode has like a couple segments that are not connected. So it's like it's Saber and Chiro watching Saber Lion because Saber likes lions, and it's like, well, kings have always been hungry. Let's feed up Lancer.
Yeah, Lancer doesn't take too kindly to that.
No,
but he's Lancer, so nobody cares.
And then Chiro makes something like, Can it? Is it right for kings to do nothing and eat? Implying that Shiro's finances are kind of strained.
Because they're always strained. I mean, there's an entire the whole race episode where, because the whole thing about Carnival Phantasm is every episode is a new quest for the Grail. It's just different every time. One time it's a game show. One time it's a race. One time it's just I don't even know, but it's like.
And it's not just Fate. It's also Tsukihime.
Yeah, they bring in a bunch of the Nasu works.
Up until that point.
Yeah, up until that point, because it's a slightly dated series by now.
It's before Fate Zero, so it's way dated. But the jokes still hold up.
Yeah. And the quality holds up pretty well, too.
So that episode, next, it's Saber becomes a waitress. And has to deal with all the characters in Nasu's versus crap.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they make those cat characters like for this, or was that?
No, those already existed.
Oh, those already existed. They just threw them in here, and they worked perfectly.
Yeah, those are alternate universe versions of Arcade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Arcade kind of turns into one on occasion in both Carnival Phantasm and some Tsukihime properties.
Yeah.
And it's with the main one, it's kind of not clear if that's an alternate version of Arcade or is that Arcade.
I don't know. I haven't really watched the other Tsukihime or whatever is the other shows.
You mean the other visual novels and other properties? Because there is no Tsukihime anime.
He says that. I watch the animes.
There is no Tsukihime anime.
He likes to say that.
There is no Lunar Legend Tsukihime does not exist. Play the game.
But that involves effort.
Actually, that does involve effort because it's a Windows 98 visual novel.
That's even more effort.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to get running on your computer.
Okay, well, we're going to come up with a new idea here in a minute. But if whoever's watching us, I have a feeling it's Doge or Luke, for whatever reason. But if you have any comments or topics that you want us to talk about, feel free to comment. We got our chat up so we can see it.
Yes.
But for now, we can just start delving back into different anime that we've watched.
Well, we've got other... Just so that we have a record, score for Carnival Phantasm.
Just a score for Carnival Phantasm?
Yeah.
If we want to do a parody run of just different parodies that we know of, like... parody and a bridge would be different as the
Yes.
fact that
Even
they
though
are,
bridges are a parody. This is an official
parody
thing.
are official and the abridged are not.
No, a parody just means it's making fun of something. This is an official thing. That Carnival Phantasm is an official thing, even though it is a parody.
Yeah, but wasn't the Melancholy of Haruhi-chan also...
Yes, but...
Was it made by the people? Or the people
yes, it was made by Kyoto Animation.
That's close enough,
but
close enough to official.
Abridged series are parodies.
Yes, but it's an official parody, though.
Are we seriously arguing over the English language right now?
Yes. That's gonna happen. But, yeah, but as far as, that's just a segment for another day we can talk about. But,
yeah.
But, as far as Carnival Phantasm goes, a rating, I'll give it a solid 4 out of 5, especially for parody work.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.5.
It's like, it's good, but it's only good if you've seen some of the other content. If you've seen
3.
only Fate, then you're good, but it's like, it is not a good standalone. Yeah, I'll drop that to a 3.5 then, just for the fact that it's not good standalone. It is good standalone, but you won't understand it.
Yeah, all the jokes are in jokes.
Yeah, just every joke.
Like, even like, oh, Lancer's not, you can like get that that's from South Park, even if you haven't seen. But
yeah,
the fact that it's Lancer, it makes it funnier if you've seen Fate Stay Night.
Because in Fate, Lancer dies every time.
And the first time I saw it, I hadn't played Tsukahime yet, so a solid third to half of the series just like, okay, I don't understand this. Like, okay, beach volleyball, Dead or Alive beach volleyball skit. This is funny, but it's Melty Blood Tsukahime bits. Like, I don't understand the motivations of these characters and why this is funny. I appreciate the parody though, and the fact that it's a beach scene.
It's always got to be a beach scene. But another thing that we can talk about, as far as we can continue on with the parody, though it's technically not parody.
I'm just...
No, I say this one because it's the official dub of a show. Ghost Stories.
Oh.
Because it's not technically a parody work, but the show is so bad that the Japanese company just handed it off and they're like, here, you guys are going to make the dub, do whatever you want with it, don't bother following our script. So they made essentially an abridged series.
You know what it is? It wasn't that. They knew it was bad, so they snuck... This was during a time where works were licensed in packages. So, whoever was licensed it, I think it was Funimation, but it might have been ADV. Whoever licensed it got it as part of a pack of stuff they wanted to do, that they knew would make money. But they had to take Ghost Stories as part of it. So they did so they watch it, it's like, this is horrifically bad. And Vic Mignogna on a panel talked about was trying to do prep work and they didn't give him any prep work. and then he shows up like, where's the script? There is no script. Do whatever the hell you want.
The show turned out hilarious.
Yeah.
For the English dub anyway, because it's just essentially an abridged series, but it's the official dub.
Yeah, I tried watching the Japanese audio one time.
I'm not even going to try. I never have, never will.
Death is preferable.
I don't need to. I'm just like, I've got the English version, and that's all I need.
So, Japanese version, I'm going to give it a score right now. 0.
I haven't watched it, but
0.
I'll take your word on that one. But Ghost Stories was hilarious. They make all kinds of jokes about everything, like, because one of the kids, they just play off as Jewish. I guess, I don't know why, probably because of his weird looks, but because he's got some weird anime-style looks, like the Initial D big lips.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Initial D, we're all over the place today.
I mean, that's what happens when we have
no content. So, I follow our YouTube channel called LGR, which used to stand for Lazy Game Reviews. They mostly focus on older hardware, but they also do like a lot of classic games. They've done some newer games as well, although some of those newer games link back into some classic games. Like, they did a review of Duke Nukem Forever.
Why, though?
Because the guy is a massive old-school Duke Nukem fan.
But why, though?
Hey.
We knew before it came out that it was going to be bad.
It's actually... This is probably going to be a hot take, Duke Nukem Forever is not as bad as its reputation.
I believe that, though.
It's actually an okay... even for a AAA game, it's an okay AAA shooter.
I played a Duke Nukem game back on on our MS-DOS computer.
Was it Duke Nukem 3D or was it 2D
2D side scroller?
Yeah. So Duke Nukem Forever is a they did a good job in my opinion of like doing all the Duke Nukem tropes.
Being back in time for Oprah?
But it was never going to live up to the hype. I mean, because the goddamn game...
No, you can't. You can't live up to the hype. Like
20 years in development.
You announced a game that hasn't had from a series that hasn't had a game in 2 decades, and now it's like, oh...
No, they announced it not long after, like, Duke Nukem 3D. It was just, like, in development hell for that long.
Which means nothing's actually getting done.
Well, they were doing something, they're just like, oh, technology changed.
But that's worse, though, because it's like, oh, they had a game announcement, and then, they essentially redid the whole game anyway, but it's like, even so, you would never be able to live up to the hype.
Yeah.
That series was such a big name back then.
It's actually kind of funny, in the opening, like, before you get to the menu, when it's supposed to show, like, that logo of the studio that worked on it, it's Duke throwing dice. And each side of the dice is a studio that worked on the game at one point over its, like, 15-year development history.
Jeez.
Eventually landing on the 3D Realms was the original company and, the original company who still kind of exists as a brand, but not the original 3D Realms.
Yeah.
And the studio who actually did it. Anyways, LGR, they do this thing every year where they look at edutainment games.
Edutainment?
Yes. Games.
Oh, I know where this is going. I definitely know where this is going.
So, edutainment games back in the day, some of them were actually pretty good.
Math Blaster.
What?
Math Blaster.
Math Blaster. And some of them were, well, everybody's played Oregon Trail.
Not me, actually.
What?
I've not played Oregon Trail.
What?
I mentioned this last night at the Friends Hangout, because they had the Oregon Trail card game.
We need to do a stream of you playing Oregon Trail and dying of dysentery 50 million times.
I will choose to die of anything but dysentery. If I could optionally kill myself, if it means not dying of dysentery, I'll do it.
Anyways. So, he found something that why would you put these things together? Except for the fact that...
It's the same with any kind of game in that genre. Or that vein, I guess, because it's just the same kind of game, but with a different theme.
But it makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
He found an initial D typing tutor.
Which makes more sense than most other typing tutors because it's like, well, you're trying to learn how to type fast, and this is a racing anime, so fast. But it's like, we both watched the video of this. It's funny because it's not really much of a game. It's like, okay, here's
really
your text block, and then here's your next clip of the anime. Because it's literally just clips of the anime between text blocks.
Yeah. And then if you screw up, it's a generic Takumi crashing clip.
Yeah.
But the game's actually really hard because it's Japanese words.
On an English keyboard.
So, the text is in English, but you read it, you're just like, my brain can't process this. Even if it is in Romanji.
Yeah. Oh, that's some great stuff. So, I mean, I guess we can talk about the cons we got coming up after Zenkai as well.
Yeah, we have submitted to Otakon. We're going to Otakon. We don't know if we're presenting yet.
We'll be at Otakon. We got a lot of friends we're planning to meet at Otakon. And always have a good time at Otakon. It's never been a bad time, really.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure, it's crowded, but it's a lot.
It wasn't crowded last year.
Yeah, it's because they just made the move to the DC Convention
People
Center.
People didn't make the move.
Yeah, people chose to not make the move.
And DC Convention Center is a lot better organized and a lot bigger than Baltimore Convention. Than the BCC.
And there's multiple floors to be on, like a lot more multiple floors.
Yeah. Crowd control's a lot easier.
The Otakon's the farthest out one we got at the moment that we have actual plans for.
Then I don't know if Demyx is going to this.
I'll probably end up going to some. won't be able to do as much as Shep because I'm not going to be able to request time off.
And it's a far away.
This one is out in Ohio. Some of you may know of it. Colossal Con.
Not Colossal Con East, but Colossal Con in Sandusky.
Yeah. And that's a Thursday to Sunday affair. I'll only be able to head up after work on Friday.
Yeah, so
But I'll probably end up doing that. I'll just make sure I sleep before work on Thursday into Friday, so that I can drive directly to the convention after work.
Yeah, so I'm going up there. I'm doing the con because I'm visiting family in the area.
And you know what? Why not do panels?
Yeah. I had to go up to that area anyway because reasons. So I submitted panels since I was going to be there. But we're going to be doing our nautical nonsense again.
Yeah.
And we're also going to be doing our Ava panel.
Oh, sweet.
So if you come, I'd like you to be there.
Yeah,
Saturday
you could
night.
Definitely use the help. Is that all Saturday?
Saturday and then Sunday is nautical nonsense.
When is Sunday?
11 a.m.
That could be done. that one's just going to be the rough one due to the fact that I've got to work again at 10 p.m. that night.
Yeah.
So
I feel sorry.
That's why it'd just be this rough part. But as long as I leave like immediately after the panel, I'll be okay.
So Colossal Con it's a convention at a water park.
So it's a water park resort. It's a hotel resort with a water park in it, and they're doing the same. Colossal Con and Colossal Con East are the same thing. It's the Kalahari resorts. They have one for Colossal Con in Ohio, which is a Kalahari, and they have one in Pennsylvania, which is also a Kalahari. I guess that's just the thing they're trying to stick with, which is solid because it's a nice. I've not been there, but from what I've heard, all my friends who go are like, "This place is amazing. It's great."
Yeah. So if you're in that area, definitely check that out. Next thing we're
and people travel to go to Colossal Con because I guess they just like the con and the resort that much.
Yeah. That's part of the reason they did Colossal Con East was
to make it closer to all the East Coast people who go to Colossal Con.
Also, the company that does Colossal Con, they mostly do the Southern Con.
Yeah, it's the same It's the same company that does a lot of the Southern convention bracket that we go to. They do Ichiban Con, they do Kantai Con, and what I think they do Triad? I think they do Bonsai or something.
Yeah, they do Bonsai.
And
do they do Triad or no?
I don't know if they do Triad. I know they do at least one more though.
Yeah.
Nashi maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they
don't do Anime Next.
And those are all down south, like South Carolina south.
Yeah.
Except for now, Kantai Con was moved from South Carolina on a what was that? Aircraft carrier?
Danville.
Now it's moved to Danville in the Tank Museum because Kantai Con, if you know the anime, was the tank.
No, Kantai Con was for Kantai Collection.
Yeah, Kantai Collection. Blah.
Yeah.
I'm like tired out of it right now.
The first Kantai Con was held on an aircraft carrier, which is awesome.
Yep.
But they had
ship girls.
They had some issues with the venue, so they moved it to
the nearby.
Not near. They moved it to a convention center near there, and then they had a day on the ship the day after.
Yeah.
And then they said, well, that's not going to work out. So they moved it to the AAF Tank Museum in Danville, Virginia. Because that's a similar thing.
Yeah. It's military.
Instead of Kantai Collection being Kantai Collection, now it's Girls in Concert.
And they are now in a symbiotic relationship, keeping that afloat.
Helping keep that afloat, keeping the con alive. Which they do this con for fun. They do this con for fun.
They don't do this con to make money off of it. They just do it to do it, and it's nice. It's a fun little convention. But yeah, that's the company that runs Colossal Con and Colossal Con East, which are, to my knowledge, the only northern con bracket they do.
Yeah. They might do others, but I'm not aware of them. So, next up...
You still need to get a room for that as well.
Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I don't have a room for that, so, if you're listening to this and you have crash space for me to put down a cot, please let me know.
I'll probably put out some feelers, ask some of my friends who are probably going, see if anybody's got space.
But
the next one on the list, it's the week after Colossal Con, isn't it? is Anime Next.
Yeah, you're going to that?
Which is what I'll be doing with my artist friend who goes by Water Rider on the internet. But
yeah,
we do
by the
artist
way,
alleys
Demyx
together because I make cosplay props. It's something I'm trying to do. Essentially a small business startup. I do commissions mostly, but I am doing artist alleys here and there as I can pick them up because that's all personal funding and it takes a lot more money to make a stock of items that are not already sold than it is to make items that are paid for as I'm making them. But it's a lot of fun to do the artist alleys. Unfortunately, we didn't get any panels submitted for Anime Next. That's up in New Jersey.
There are reasons for that?
Yeah, there are reasons for that. I also didn't feel like submitting them myself because I'm already going to be working the artist alley, so that's going to be taking up a big chunk of my time.
Next thing on the list is me and the Boulder probably spent the entire day together, it felt like.
Yeah, just about.
And yesterday morning, we went and saw Super Troopers 2. The time was Mao.
The what?
The time was Mao.
Time was Mao?
Yes.
I don't understand.
You haven't seen Super Troopers?
No. I also told you that last night.
Yesterday was a blur.
It's because he was drunk.
Yeah.
He was drunk on the caps, almost lost.
This is an audio medium.
I'm triggering him right now. Like he went silent, and I can see the look on his face. He's just like so salty, triggered.
I don't like that word, triggering. People being triggered triggers me. But yeah, I was like, if you want, like,
yo, dog, I heard you like triggers.
My eyebrow was starting to twitch. So we went and saw Super Troopers 2. It was pretty good. It was dumb, but Super Troopers.
Super Troopers is supposed to be dumb.
Yeah, anything Broken Lizard does for the main part is dumb humor. But for the main part, it is funny. And Super Troopers 2, it wasn't quite as good as the original Super Troopers, but it wasn't quite as good. But it held up. One of the things I didn't like about it was Farva. The character Farva got a bigger role, and it feels like the entire point of Farva is to show that this is the guy trying too hard to be funny and just coming off as an asshole, compared to the other state troopers who are actually funny despite being assholes. And there's just too much Farva.
Yeah. I've only caught a glimpse of Farva from the clips I've seen that travel around social media. Like the shenanigans clip that always seems to make the rounds often.
One thing that did make me laugh, though, was in the original Super Troopers, Farva dives over a counter at a fast food joint because he wants a liter of cola, and they don't sell a liter of cola. Because this is America, damn it. So the plot of Super Troopers 2... the border between Canada and the state of Vermont gets moved, so this border town in Canada is now US of A and part of Vermont. So they're doing a switch over from the local Royal Canadian Mounted Police to Vermont State Troopers. And at one point they're at this restaurant discussing things. It's like, hey, anybody want to... Can I get you guys anything? Liter of cola? And Farmer's eyes light up. It's like, now is my time! It's like, did you just say liter of cola? Yeah, you get this punch card, and every 10 liters of cola you get a dessert. It's like, my time has come. And he orders 10 liters of cola. And it's like, and then immediately orders a dessert. And it's like, well, you don't get the dessert until you drink all 10 liters of cola. It's like, that's what we got in 30 seconds, trust me. So he drinks all the cola, and then drinks all the soda, and then they have to go and do something, and so they leave without Farmer getting his dessert.
Womp womp.
But yeah, despite that, it's the same freaking plot as the first Super Troopers. Oh, there's some sort of smuggling operation that these idiots stumble into and bust open. Except it's not who you think it is. Unlike the first Super Troopers, where it is who you think it is. So yeah, go check it out. That was... Oh, somebody left. We're done.
That's okay.
We didn't have anything planned. Anyways, so definitely check it out. I'd probably give it a solid 3.
Okay. I'll probably watch it sometime on my own time when I can
It's worth the price.
find it on the internet or whatever.
Go see it in the theater, dude.
No, the first one, I mean.
Oh, the first one, yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm not going to see the second one without seeing the first one because it would probably make next to no sense. Even though it probably doesn't make any sense anyway.
Yeah. The first one doesn't make sense anyway.
But I'll miss some of those references.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think that's about it.
Yeah, we've made it past the 50-minute mark.
Well, we always strive for an hour, but
yeah,
we're a little bit sorry we're a little bit short this week. So yeah, we're gonna try to do this like every Sunday live now.
Yeah. Sundays will try to be live, except for maybe like if we can figure out a way to do it in the car on the way home from a convention. That's one of the things we want to do. Is if we can do it live, that's great, but we'll at least record.
Yeah.
Because then we can do a quick convention overhaul or review as we just come back from the convention, tell some of our stories that we might have picked up, and just nice things about the con. Probably a review that we've planned out. If we have to, we can watch anime at an anime convention.
Anime at an anime convention? Who does that?
We do, apparently. Frequently.
Frequently.
More and more often we end up watching anime in the hotel.
Yeah.
But it's always enjoyable as long as you're with friends.
Yeah, that's actually the original point of anime conventions, was to get a bunch of people in a room watching the same show.
I know we've been over this a few times, at least once on the podcast, but it's like, yeah, anime was made to get nerds together to watch anime that wasn't readily available.
Yep.
Okay, and I believe that'll about do it for today's episode of the KiltKast. But for future episodes, I think next week we're going to be trying for our Gundam 00 review. And what else do we have in the tank?
Yuki Nagata. Disappearance of Yuki Nagata. Let's finish out.
We can just finish out the Haruhi franchise. We didn't really get to talk much about your VN, did we?
Oh, we missed this again. Oh my god.
Well, that'll give us a second topic for...
We've been promising this for like weeks now. Hell, I might have 2 next time.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have extra content at least. We'll have an abundance of content to go over, so...
We're dumb.
That's fine. We're still getting this started, and...
Hey, we did this live.
Yeah,
we screwed it up.
Screw it, we did it live. We did a thing!
I'm actually tired of that now.
You're tired of the FF7 victory?
Because I did an FF13 stream on Friday.
Oh yeah, because you had so much of that.
Oh no, they don't actually play that.
Oh really?
But I was hitting it.
Oh gosh, of course.
And I liked that game in high school.
I mean, I enjoyed the story of it, but the problem is I can't get to the story of it because I want to get to the story of it, and the game, once it starts allowing you to skip, it's like, you're allowed to skip. You shouldn't skip, though. Yeah.
But, like, it starts, it's such a slow goddamn burn.
Yeah,
and
it is.
And the story's through cutscenes. And I was just like, okay, here's gameplay.
It's the most cutscene-heavy Final Fantasy that I've ever played.
Oh my god! It's every bad thing you've ever heard about Final Fantasy. And eventually, I expect it to be good. I'm gonna keep trying to stream it. I'm also gonna keep doing Let's Plays of Valkyria Chronicles.
Nice.
I'm gonna try to stream that a little bit to alternate. Play my favorite JRPG with a JRPG that I used to like, but it's currently pissing me the F off. Just to wash the taste out of my mouth. But yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, so that's coming up on future episodes of the KiltKast and Shep's Let's Plays. So that'll be all for this week. And this is the KiltKast signing off. Are we ready to go?